What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. It's your boy Terabyt Reacts here, back with another Mad Men reaction. We're in season 2. Season 2 is episode 2. This is one of my favorite shows to watch right now, I have to say. Enjoying Mad Men for what it is. Very episodic. People did tell me that if I like the Sopranos style, I would like Mad Men. It's very episodic. Being a fly on the wall in these people's lives, you know what I'm saying, and make comments about it. That's what we do. So for those of you guys who I know going to complain about me and my comments and stuff like that I talk about the show and the stuff that's going on in the show and stuff like that, it always happens. So I'm preemptively doing this right now because I know by this time, with season 1 being over, that we're into season 2, people are already complaining. You know what I mean? And I don't expect everybody to agree with me and the points that I make, but that's just how I feel about things. That's how not only do I just feel about it, a lot of the stuff that I say is based on fact. Not a lot, most of it. Well, it's the same damn thing I just said. Anyways, most of what I say is based in fact, and when I don't know something, I will clearly say that I don't know something, or what I'm about to say is just about how I feel about it. I will say that. So most of the stuff that I do, most of the stuff that I say, or I draw parallels from, is based on fact, based on real life, based on what I see, based on what you see. You know what I'm saying? Just in general, what my thoughts are on average. And I still will give you guys things from my perspective as well, of what I think is morally correct and morally wrong, if you will. So deal with it. Anyways, I'm not going to change my stance. I mean, if we should have a debate of sorts and stuff like that, you make a good point. I'm like, hey, that's a good point, actually. You might just change my point of view on some things, and that can, we can move forward and still be friends. You don't have to hate to get your point across. And this is what I tell people all the time, is just like, dude, if you're willing to talk and debate about things, somebody might be able to change your mind on some things, based on their perspective versus yours. So you just have to be open-minded. You can't just be so closed-minded that you never are able to accept any kind of change or accept somebody else's perspective for what it is. So yeah, because I know the complaints are coming in, even though right now I'm recording this video. Right now I'm recording this video like so far ahead of when this video is gonna hit YouTube. I don't even know. I'm recording this in August. You guys are probably not gonna see this until maybe October, November. That is, I don't know when, but sometimes they're predicting the future. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. If you want to watch more episodes, if you want to see Mad Men ahead of time, you know what to do, man. Check out the Patreon. Okay. Sooner or later, it's going to be the only option, but for now, you guys can see that we do have memberships available on the original channel, soon to be available on the backup channel, which is Terabyt Reacts and Gaming. So make sure you check those out if you want to have early access. Anyways, let's jump into the reaction, and I will see you guys for the review.
Sounds like the place. I believe there were 2 parties on this block.
I have no problem with Negroes. I'm just worried about the car.
We can still go home. This was your idea.
It's important that we're here. For you. For the people that work for you.
Lovely. Go easy on that. Some of them don't feel that way.
It's my note.
So you work for these stuffed shirts?
I work with them. How are you? Introduce us to your friend. Eugene, whom I just met, was telling me that at Princeton, Paul used to dress up like a girl.
Looking stunning as always. Much too good for him.
What are you doing out here? Not enough subterraneans in the village?
I'm here because this isn't Greenwich Village. This is America. John, I want you to meet someone. My baby, Sheila. Sheila's an assistant manager.
At the food fair in South Orange.
She's saving for school.
Kinsey,
What?
man upstairs is here.
I don't think we have a food fair in Manhattan. Is it a big market with a parking lot?
It is. It's fun to meet the boys. With faces, with names.
Well, it's good to see you and Paul together. I have to say, when Paul and I were together, the last thing I would have taken him for was open-minded.
I just fire everyone. Excuse me. This is a place of business. Colonel Glenn will be on Earth for the rest of his life.
I think this when they found out.
American Airlines Flight 1 to Los Angeles. Crashed in Jamaica Bay.
Pull all Mohawk ROP, and anything in production, stop it.
But it wasn't a Mohawk plane.
We don't want people opening their morning paper and seeing a Mohawk ad next to a picture of a floating engine. The rest of you stop crying and figure out how we're going to hit the ground running in 3 weeks with new work.
Someone should tell Draper to pull everything from Mohawk.
He knows that.
Yo, that's a
Set
lot
up
of
some
catch up.
Conversation with Shel Keneally. He's inside at American Airlines.
Is the plane still crashed?
It's complete chaos over there.
They have any idea what went wrong?
None. Normal takeoff, perfect weather. The thing just nosedived, exploded.
That's not comforting.
Yes. Yes.
They
Can't
don't.
talk right now.
And another thing too, they're joking about the situation, and they don't even know if, any of their family members or anything was on the plane, or anything like that, or in the vicinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is kind of crazy that they're joking about that. Like, I'm wondering if that's what he just heard, that he lost somebody that was on. They were on the plane.
Mr. Campbell?
I'm sorry. Am I bothering you?
What's going on?
It's the strangest thing. Apparently, my father was on that plane.
See what I'm saying?
What?
See what I'm saying?
My father, he was on the plane.
You don't even know, but you're joking about it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that would have been the first thing that came to my mind, is just like, yo, was any of
I
my
don't know what
family
to do.
members on this damn plane? I mean, no offense to anybody
Just
else
saw
that
him.
was dead in the crash, but
At the barber.
you're out here just
Home
throwing out
alone,
jokes because you
unless-
think you're safe. Doesn't seem so funny now, does it?
What am I supposed to do?
What did we do? You know what I'm saying? What did we do when I'll tell you what my family did. When 9/11 happened, it was my birthday. 9/11. When 9/11 happened, I wasn't in New York yet. My brother was. My brother was living in New York. I didn't know where he lived in New York because I never visited him at the time. I was still in school back home at the time. And the first thing we did was try to call my mom, ask my mom, is my brother okay? Because I knew he lived in New York. I don't know where in New York he lived. You know what I'm saying? But either way, he was in New York, right? So that's the first thing I did, right? Was to find out, is my brother okay? Did you hear from him? Did he call you to let you know he's okay? That's the first thing that came to my mind. And no matter how you play it, you know what I'm saying? Condolences, to the people that lost people during that attack and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how you spin it, all of us, I'm pretty sure that the majority of people that saw that happen, if they had family anywhere close to New York, they were calling, hey, hope you're not in New York. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how we're wired. We always are going to look for our, make sure our loved ones are okay. You know what I'm saying? Before anyone else. That's just how it is. Instinctively, we are like that. You know what I mean? In a situation where our family is okay, then we can go, look after others. We always make sure our family is okay first. And that's not to say that it's wrong to be like that, because it's not wrong. It's just how we're built. It's how we're wired. Um, there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't joke about the situation. So I'm like, why the hell are they joking about it? You know what I mean? Why the hell are they joking about it? Like, you don't joke about that situation for a lot of reasons. At least not when it's so fresh. You get what I'm saying? You can maybe make that joke later down the line. You know, you could joke about a lot of things, but could you imagine, say for instance you're a comedian, right? And I give comedian, you know, a lot of leeway when it comes on to what they do. You know what I mean? I give them a lot of leeway when it comes on to what they do and what they can achieve. Right? You can't imagine like the day after 9/11, people are in comedy clubs making jokes. You know what I'm saying? When the towers are down. The towers are down, people are still crying, the country is still in mourning and whatnot, and people in comedy clubs making jokes. I'm pretty sure it happened too. I'm pretty sure it happened and it didn't go well. You know what I mean? You probably in New York making jokes like that. I don't think it would go well. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, jokes are jokes, and I get it. But at the same time, you just gotta make sure, man. You gotta make sure. Yeah, I mean, you don't know, you know, who's in that comedy club with you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who. Somebody could just get up and be like, "Oh, that's what you think, huh?" You know what I'm saying? My brother was on one of them planes. Boom. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. So you gotta be careful. It's just that um you know, comedians they can joke about anything, and I have no problem with that. It's just that sometimes, you know, give it some breathing room. You know what I'm saying? When you're gonna talk about major events, I think, you know what I'm saying. When you talk about major events, you got to give it some breathing room before you start joking about it, because sometimes the wound is still too fresh. You know what I mean?
Am I going to cry?
You just had a shock. I wouldn't worry about what you're feeling. Go home and be with your family, because that's what people do.
Is that what you would do?
Yes.
Really?
Trust me, you're gonna be
Yes.
pretty much a mess. You're gonna be thinking about that. You're not gonna work effectively, so you might as well go home.
What about the Stofers meeting?
I move on
Yes.
pretty quickly from
It's not hurting anything.
debts and stuff like that. So
There's life and there's work. I spoke with Hank Lamont over at Mohawk.
How are they doing over there?
He says they can weather it out. I always get the feeling that man opens his front door and money comes in.
Tell Don here about your phone call.
Well, I put in a call to check in with Shel Keneally over at American Airlines. He used to run International. We're old pals. He was quite clear about the fact that they're going to want to make changes if they want the dust to settle fast.
What does that mean?
It means they'll be looking for a new image and thus a new agency.
You'll have to forgive me for not looking at a bunch of bodies in Jamaica Bay and seeing the opportunity.
Adding a few hours or a day or a week doesn't make this any more of an opportunity.
We already have an airline.
We don't have American.
Well, that's right. We have the one whose planes didn't just fall out of the sky.
That's good.
Shell made it very clear that if we could get rid of our conflict, he'd love to hear our ideas. It's a serious foothold.
Oh, a foothold. Well, I'd do anything for a foothold.
This is how it works. We got a regional airline, so we'd have a shot at a big one.
We have a good client who trusts us, who likes our work, who pays their bills on time. They don't deserve to be thrown out the door for a wink from American.
I can't believe this.
and I agree with Don. And this one of the thing is, I can understand why people will throw other people under the bus, but when you get clients that trust you, um, when you have people that depend on you for a certain thing, and you know you've had a relationship over the years, those people can be clients for a lifetime. even after they probably even sold their business, they will figure out some way to still keep paying you. You get what I'm saying? Building relationships in business is, once you treat people with the respect that they deserve, those people can be clients for life. They can be friends for life that pay you for life. You get what I'm trying to say? I remember working in the marketing business, not what they do, but I remember working with people, used to do like personal errands for people who are, well to do, right? That's how I really got like introduced to certain things, certain aspects of, what the rich and wealthy do, and hang out with them, ask them of ideas, ask them, how to go about this versus how about to go about it this way and stuff like that, by them recommending books I should read and stuff like that. Um, Basically running personal errands, but it wasn't like I was getting paid like no minimum wage. I was charging the shit out of these people to do this job for them. But it was an on-call job, right? It was an on-call job. And I basically was trying to build my own agency around doing so for multiple different clients, right? Today, I'm not doing that anymore. And essentially what I've built with these people is that I can call on them at any time, because a lot of them has become my mentors, right? So what I'm trying to say is that loyalty, you know what I'm saying, and being the type of person who doesn't just throw people under the bus just because you got somebody who's richer and will pay you more. You get what I'm saying? Because there were people who they told about me, you know what I'm saying, that wanted to poach me, be like, no, I can't handle any more clients right now. I tell them, I can't handle any more clients right now. So right now, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I'm just here and there doing this and doing that, and I only have time for this amount of people. If I go any further than that, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be somebody gonna have to go. And I didn't want to do that, because when you build relationships with people, you can't be like, hey, this guy is going to pay me 100 times more than what you want. I've had people during that time approach me and be like, I want you to be just with me and I'll pay you this amount. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's a tough situation. You consider it, of course, but at the end of the day, ultimately, I never took any of those deals, because essentially when you've built a relationship with someone, whether it's a week, whether it's a month, you know what I'm saying, whether it's years, it's that relationship is still something. If you see it as valuable, and if you see it as something as just whatever, then fine, you can make that decision easy. But when you've built relationship with these people and their families and stuff like that, their kids, like, it's very hard to let go of that and be like, that's whatever, I'll go make this ton of money over here. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. So I understand what Don is saying, coming from the perspective of, you can't just abandon a client just because you got a bigger fish, because you don't know them. You know what I'm saying? How do you know that you deciding to take them on, they're going to like your work? You don't know if they're gonna like your work. They're in a panic right now, trying to make a decision and to go to they don't even know if it's really a better agency. They just trying to get out from under the fire that they, you know what I'm saying, that they're over right now. You can't just drop your steady for the new chick. You know what I'm saying? Just because. Like, you don't know what kind of problems that comes with. You don't know.
He'll be fine.
But well, they can't
Who is
possibly
that?
expect.
I'm sure that's taken care of.
Is that his
Donna's
sister?
taking care of all that. Bud's on the phone with him right now.
I'm sure he'll forget something. There's no way that he can remember everything.
Bud's very good with things like this.
Is he aware there is no way to have a
He
funeral
looks
without
just like him.
remains?
What's the difference?
Oh, is that his sister in real life? She looks just like him.
There's just so much to do. Did you take care of everything?
They do this all the time.
What?
I took care of it.
What is she,
Another one of
deaf?
those, a big one. Dad was insolvent, broke.
Is there enough for a few?
What?
As if the idea of a will never crossed your mind.
We weren't going to get that.
You weren't. The Dykeman Trust isn't as solid as one would hope. A lot of loans were taken out by the president and recipient, Daddy.
Really? For what?
Damn, they broke.
Asked him if there was a woman. He said no. It's all oysters, travel, and club memberships. Everything's been taken care of.
Boys. Oh. Father called you salt and pepper.
That's beautiful, Dad.
You know what? This lady is hilarious, bruh.
You want something to eat?
No, thank you. I already ate.
I guess we're never gonna know what happened to that baby.
Connie Griffin was in it.
I came because I wanted to see you.
We never see you.
I'm here, right now.
Gladys Ryan was asking for you at church. Babe saw your brassiere ads in the newspaper.
You should see poor Donnie. His skin is horrible.
Clarissa.
He's beyond that.
Oh, it's a shame. He's a handsome boy. I think your father would like it if you lit a candle for him. I pray for you.
You know she lies and tells people you're out of town on business. She has some made-up church in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, where you go to mass with a friend of hers.
No one asked her to lie.
She's not gonna be here forever. Would it kill you to go?
I don't want to. And I'm capable of making my own decisions.
Really?
Well, that's
State
true.
of New York didn't think so. The doctors didn't think so.
Did you bring him back in?
Yes. Bobby. Go back to bed.
I'm scared I heard something.
Everything's great. Go back to bed.
Bobby.
Come on.
You drew the most amazing picture of George Washington the other day. His teacher was so impressed, she put it up in the hallway.
It really looked like him.
Well, obviously. Because he brought it home, and I noticed the exact same image of Washington on the cover of one of his books. Point is, it was dishonest.
My whole art department is run on tracing paper.
This I'm like, what's the big deal if he traced it or not? That's how you learn how to draw, you dumb broad. What the, what the Yo, let me tell y'all something, man. Tracing is the easiest way to learn how to draw. It is the easiest way. Yes, you can look at it and say, oh, it's dishonest or whatever, or pass it off as you know, that you actually drew it freehand. But tracing, bruh, tracing is how I learned how to draw. I'm telling you, it's an easy way to learn how to be able to train your hand to create those curves freehand as well. If anything, I would say to the kid, listen, okay, tracing is not the end all be all. At some point, you're going to have to learn how to do this freehand. That's true drawing, right? But don't look down on tracing, man. It's a good training space. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe you guys disagree with me.
I've got the rest. I don't care about tracing. What about all that praise he accepted for something he didn't do?
So you just explain that to him. That's all.
You have anything you want me to take back to the library? I should go. I have to work tomorrow.
Busy bee. Mwah.
Aren't you gonna say goodnight?
Does she have a shrine in the house to the dad? Is that what it is?
him, Peggy.
You gotta be kidding me, Peggy. You have your mom raising your kid. You're a bum. You are a bum.
Carlton's put on a few.
I think it's nice he's filled out. Shows he's happy.
I wouldn't say that.
Should be happy and grateful and showering Francine with love after what he put her through.
Look, Bets. I'm not gonna fight. I'll say whatever you think I should say, but I'm not gonna fight with you.
What is she salty about?
I was just thinking that last conversation I had with him, we were arguing about whether Barney Kellogg bred Boston Terriers or French Bulldogs.
Peter, neither of you knew it was the last time.
Fighting about facts, my mother calls it. We do it all the time. Argue over something that's actually one thing or another.
You should be thinking about the good times.
Right.
You're so proud.
It's so obvious why you're seeing her. A supermarket checkout girl? Conversation must be stimulating. Lettuce costs a nickel.
What a relief. You're just jealous.
Because you're the one who got away. Falling in love with that girl just to show how interesting you are. Go ahead. What part is wrong?
Yeah, I don't like Joan. I don't like you. You said some wild shit to that girl, and then just what, to prove a point?
Doug,
I didn't matter.
come in.
The thing about it is this, guys, and the reason why I pause this damn show so much is because there's so many. Not only is this very interesting, the stuff that they do and say in this show, it just causes for conversation. You know what I'm saying? It just causes for conversation. That's why I have to pause it so much, because I don't want to talk over the show. But if you guys are not enjoying this, that's fine. That's okay. Okay. So Joan, you can't say some wild shit like that to somebody's girlfriend, regardless of if that person is being pretentious to that person. It's not your place to correct it, because if you're not acting out of jealousy, say for instance, you didn't know, or you guys are just friends, or whatever the situation is, it would be understandable if you did that and let him know, or that was something you were contesting about before. But that wasn't the case. The fact of the matter is, you know, this guy wanted you. He'd been wanting to be with Joan. He likes Joan a lot. But Joan wouldn't give him the time of day. So now he went out and found somebody else, and now you messing that up. Regardless of how you feel about the situation, whether it's jealousy, whether it's you're just doing this out of, just to call him out or whatever, it's none of your business. Period. You just don't do that. So I don't like that. It's just like, and the thing, the thing about it is this. That's what women do to men in the friend zone all the time. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They get to move on with their life and, do whatever they want to do, have relationships with everybody else. And you just there, waiting for your chance. Right? That is never going to come. Then if you decide, well, I'm not going to stay in this friend zone no more, I'm going to find somebody else. Now they come trying to sabotage that relationship. It's so, irritates me.
Where's the girl? They didn't know anything about him except that he did not like advertising.
Ah, that's a style. I'm sure he's proud of you. Some people have trouble saying it.
That's true.
Yes.
They do.
That was a problem for him.
What's not to be proud of? You pay attention, you're hungry. Most of the time, you know what you're doing. I've noticed that. I'm meeting at the University Club with Shel Keneally. Tonight, actually. Get everything rolling. If anything, I'd like you on board. I want you leading the way on this thing.
I don't think I should do that. It just happened. I haven't even cried yet.
course, it was inappropriate.
The timing is just just not there. Why ask Pete? He's going to be a mess dealing with those people right now.
I need you to set a meeting. Quiet place, the public. Have a heart-to-heart with Henry Lamont.
Why would I do that?
Because we're cutting him loose. Duck's having a meeting with Shel Keneally from American Airlines tonight. He's letting them know that Mohawk is over.
And this is more of it. It's desperate.
Come on, you should be salivating to rip these guys away from DDB. And even if we don't win this account, we're going to be on a list in the New York Times of big boys pitching for this business.
We have an airline. What kind of company are we going to be? I can't believe I look like an idiot for wanting to be loyal to these people.
Oh, take off your dress. You get a chance at American Airlines, you take it. End of discussion.
You throw your old client under the bus. So if you fail getting American Airline, now you've lost a loyal customer because they're not gonna want your ass back. So
forget it.
All right, it's great business.
Mr. Campbell?
Dom, do you have a minute?
What do you want, Campbell?
I just was, I don't know.
It's not a good time.
And it's not good. You know what I'm saying? It's not good. He doesn't really have anybody to turn to help. I mean, it's a product of his attitude, you know what I'm saying, and his personality. It's a product of it, but at the same time, you know, I'm the type of person like this, bro. You know, sometimes you might have a gripe against someone, you know, based on who they are and their personality and stuff like that. You might have a gripe against them, but when they need someone, man, you know what I'm saying? When they need someone, you gotta be there. You gotta be there, man. You gotta try to be there. It's just my opinion. And people are being really you know what I'm saying? Really insensitive towards Pete right now. I'm not loving it.
Good night, Joe.
What are they laughing about? What happened?
Did you see who did this?
It's probably... So she old? Is that what it is? Is that somebody exposed their actual age? Is that what it is? That's why everybody's laughing, because she's like... She's pretty tall for a woman, though. 5'8"? I mean, she is tall.
Did you see who did this?
No. I never would have guessed you were in your 30s.
People should not bring their personal problems into the office.
So...
I agree.
Is it so hard to just leave everything at the door and just do your job?
Really?
I look forward to it.
Like you do?
I can't stand it. They'll drag you into the garbage out there. They just want you to be as miserable as they are.
I think it was her age. So I did thought correctly that they were trying to point out her age. But I was like, she's not that old. Right? You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. That's why even in today's society, there's a lot of people that's like, oh, you're in your 30s. You're done.
Are you done?
Sterling Cooper has decided to end its relationship with Mohawk Airlines.
Sterling Cooper?
I'm sorry.
And that talk you gave me about us growing together, you said Sterling Cooper didn't need a big airline. You were going to make us a big airline.
I wish things hadn't worked out this way.
He's not in
almost
control.
Embarrassed to say this. You fooled me.
Stuff like this, you just don't do, man.
Remotely impressed with firing our head of ops.
And I bet you they're gonna fail miserably to get American Airlines. Watch.
It's gonna be a process.
And to be part of that process?
Listen, we're here talking, right?
Of course. But it's hard for me to leave here comfortable unless I know what your objections are.
Well, we're a a few steps away from objections. We're just sticking our toe in the water.
Well, we're not. We jumped in. Shell, this is Pete Campbell. I don't think he's our best. I think he's the best.
Pleased to meet you.
I was telling Duck here. We don't know where we are yet.
I don't think you're aware of the level of commitment and enthusiasm for this project at Sterling Cooper.
It's true.
Understand how delicate the process of rebuilding the public's confidence will be.
Not just the public, our stockholders.
Well, I want you to know that should you decide to bring us your business, there will be someone on your account who knows exactly what you're going through. My father was on that plane.
My goodness. Sorry to hear that.
Yes, well, it's a horrible thing.
That is something I will pass on. Should we grab a bite?
Literally just used his father's debt as leverage to get the account. That is low, bruh. When you look at the world today and the stuff that is going on, and people just think it's just all right. It's fine. It's okay. You know? So this episode here kind of bring out a lot of nasty attitudes about these characters. Like it showed a side of these characters that I didn't think we were gonna see. You get what I'm saying? Joan being salty, and Joan is essentially the perfect example when it comes on to a chick that you would want and you could never get, because they date up. She was dating Cooper. Was it Cooper or Sterling? Sterling. I think Sterling, right? So she was dating Sterling. So now in season 2, now she's engaged to some doctor or whatever that we probably will never meet, because he probably doesn't exist. I don't believe he exists, but that's just my opinion. Dude was really into her, you know what I'm saying? Was really into her, really wanted something with her, and she never gave him a shot. You know what I'm saying? And it is probably him that put that shit out and was like, oh, you want to play me like that? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I had a girl and she couldn't stand the fact that he was kind of over her. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, as I described, I said, a lot of girls that have dudes in friend zones, that's how they treat them. It's like, oh, you're only for me. You know, I just want to use you and everything that you represent, right? I'm gonna use you for that. I'm still gonna have my life. You still gonna be jealous that I'm dating this guy and that guy and whatever, because you know, I know that you have feelings for me. That's how they think. And then when you finally get over the hump and be like, you know what, man, I've been waiting here for too long. I gotta move on with my life. I'm not gonna sit around waiting you, seeing you dating all of these people and whatnot. Now you engage in whatever, and I'm trying to move on with my life. Regardless of if you want to look at it as a crisis, if you will, of who he's dating or who he chose to go with or who he chose to fall in love with, it's none of your damn business. You can't now be jealous and try to sabotage that in whatever way that you can, or whatever subtle way that she tried to do it. You can't do that, man. That's nasty. You know what I'm saying? That's a nasty side of Joan that I kind of expected, but at the same, you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't surprise me that she's like that she would do something like that. So it was just kind of off-putting. I didn't know if she was trying to be racist. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't jump to any conclusions. It's kind of waiting until stuff played out, because what she said to old girl there, what she said to her, what's her name? Sheila? What she said to her was not okay to say to a person. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's very condescending. And who cares? And when it comes on to men, we don't care if women make money, man. And the thing about it is this, like, she was trying to downplay the job that she did. Oh, you're marrying a checkout girl, or you fell in love with a checkout girl. So what? So what? At the status that he's at, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at that status. It doesn't matter who I date. It doesn't matter if you got money or not. It doesn't matter what job you got. It doesn't matter if you're a manager. It doesn't matter if you you know what I'm saying, you work the drive-thru at McDonald's. I don't care. If I like you and you have a good head on your body, and you know what I'm saying, you're doing the things that I want you to do, and you're wifey material, if you will, why shouldn't I date you? You understand what I'm saying? And the thing about it is this, there's a lot of sprinkled feminism. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of sprinkled feminism in this show that I have not really commented on that much. I talk about it, but not really talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like we're going full blown into that, because we got Peggy not taking care of her child, letting her mom taking care of her kid so she can have a bigger situation at, you know what I'm saying, bigger part to play in this game. Oh, I ain't got time to raise no baby. And that's exactly how most of these modern women think today. And then they wait until they're 30, 35. Now they trying to find a man to give them babies, or whatever the situation is. 40 years old, they sticking themselves with freaking, you know what I'm saying, in vitro, trying to stick their eggs back into their body, inseminate themselves and all this other stuff. When they worked away all their good years. Right? And that's the reality, man. You know, so it's one of those things when I watch this when I watch this show, and I'm just like, yeah. It's like, I don't know if feminism was like, that's the turning point, like back in the 50s or whatever. I know there's a new wave of feminism where, you know what I'm saying, the people who are just on the internet all the time, I don't need no man, and those people, right? And all this other stuff. Meanwhile, men is out here busting their ass to provide the easiest life for everybody in life. You know what I'm saying? And we don't get no type of appreciation for that on a majority of things. We don't. You know what I'm saying? People out here, oh, we're living in a misogynistic society. If we hate women so much, what? I mean, the thing about it is this, bro. When I look at it, I'm like, if we hate women so much, why are men still even getting married at all? If we hate y'all, we wouldn't want to be with y'all at all. You understand? We ask for very few things when it comes on to relationships. We ask for very few things. And you can't even do that. But here comes your laundry list of what you want your man to be. Right? So that's how it is. And you know what? We gotta adhere to those. We have to. If we want to be something in society as men, we have to do certain things. Right? We have to be certain things. If we even want to get with a woman that's decent, you get what I'm saying? We know the burden of performance that we have to provide. We know it, and we accept it. But no, you know what I mean? No, not women. They deserve everything, right? They deserve everything, even though they don't act like they do, or they should get everything. They deserve everything. So I see that it's going to the point with this show. It's going to a point where it's like there's a turn where in this episode I noticed that the women were just ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like they were just like, you have Joan, you have Peggy, you have, you know what I'm saying, Betty acting up at home over nothing. It's just like, why are you even bringing that up? If you're going to If you're gonna accuse Don of cheating, accuse him of cheating. Don't use somebody else's problems to solve what's going on in yours, because you don't have no proof that he is cheating. You don't. And I'm not saying this to excuse what Don have done, because we know as the audience that he has cheated on her. That's not to excuse that. But if you're going to confront him about it, do that. Don't have this sidebar conversation about somebody else's relationship trying to imply something. Go at it full force, because then when your man is like, why are you making all these side comments all the time? Like, what's going on? Say what you gotta say, man. You know what I'm saying? One thing I don't like when it comes down to don't beat around the bush about what you want to say. Say it. Because at the end of the day, it's either we're gonna deal with the issue, or it's gonna be there festering and ruining the relationship. So either way, get it out into the open, man. If you think I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing, you want to accuse me of something or whatever the situation is, it's up to me to let you know what that is. So, in my opinion, when it comes on to this stuff, it's not getting me triggered, so don't get in your feelings. Just commenting on the show itself. Of what I see, it seems like is going on in season 2 here with a lot of these women, because they are featuring the women more. The business side of things, I understand what happened there. I talked about it as much as possible during the episode as I can, with the situation with Pete not getting no love. Father just died in the plane crash. Now, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're going to, I don't think it is right that they leverage that information to get this account. If they do end up getting it, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. And they kind of force Pete into this corner to actually do it as well. So just like how I can go at Pete and say you're this, and this, and this, and this, at the same time, he lost somebody. You know what I'm saying? He lost somebody, and we can definitely have some empathy there. So I really do love this show, man. I love the show because it does stir up a lot of conversations that you wouldn't normally have. You know what I'm saying? Even more so, in my opinion, than The Sopranos. I talked about a lot of things during The Sopranos, but this is really focused on, a couple of things that as we go along, I'm pretty sure is going to get even better. So in any case, this video is going on for an hour and 20 minutes now. So I'm going to end it here. Leave a like, leave a comment. I'll catch you guys for the next one, man. Peace.